Yo, chat. What's good, everyone, today? And, back for another some more Demon Slayer content. Now, before the video starts, real quick, I just do want to say I appreciate you guys for the love on the last video. It honestly shocked me, but the last video got like 600 views, so I appreciate that, right? Just wanted to thank y'all for that. But in today's video, we will be talking about something different from a ranking. We will be talking about a specific character, and that specific character is none other than the thumbnail, which is Doma Upper Rank 2, right? So we'll be talking a little bit today about Doma and how strong he is as a character and his stature and the hierarchy, right? So first off, let's just get the clear standing out the way. Doma is Upper Rank 2, right? So he is the third strongest demon after Muzan and Kokoshibo, right? So we already know that he's the third strongest demon because we get two scans of making it clear that he is stronger than Akaza, right? We get one statement from Doma saying that Akaza can't beat him or Kokoshibo in the Infinity Castle meeting, and we get another panel of him saying that Akaza is not stronger than him due to the fact that he does not eat women or children for that matter, just males. So on that standpoint, we are already made clear to us that Doma is stronger than Akaza. But as far as his actual abilities go, he's pretty unique, right? He's pretty busted actually, right? So I touched up on this in a past video a really long time ago, a few months. But Doma's blood demon art is chirokinesis, which kind of nerfs demon slayers when he's fighting them, right? So it makes them hard to breathe and hard to use their breathing styles, basically effectively nerfing them. Doma, as far as feats go, we get an early feat from him, which doesn't mean a lot, but it is something to talk about. The fact that he killed Kane, even though Kane's featless. As for all we know, Kane's featless, but she's still a Hashira, which goes into something at least, right? But Doma, for majority part of the series, or from what the community standpoint is that he's not trying, right? He's not taking anybody seriously, and I do want to touch up on that, right? So I do somewhat agree with the fact that he's not taking anybody seriously because he's not in harm. He doesn't feel like he's in danger, right? But we can't just go off and make assumptions of what his full power would be and how strong he would be in his full power. We need to take the feats that are given to us and the information that's given to us and use it properly to gauge what he would be like in his full power or what he would look like trying, right? So it's kind of hard to assess how strong he would be if he was fully trying. But what I think is easier and simple for everybody to just do is Doma's already a top tier in his own right. So let's just take his feats, right? Let's just take his feats. He's already performed and just multiply them slightly a bit higher to where he would probably be at if he was full power, right? So let's say, for an example, he blitzes Shinobu. Anybody relative to Shinobu or even slightly above Shinobu would probably get gapped, right? Y'all get the memo. But as far as Doma's feats go, continuing on that, Doma is pretty powerful. He's able to take out opponents like Shinobu and blitz her just casually, and Shinobu is one of the fastest Hashira in my personal opinion, right? He's also able to just toy around with Kano and Inosuke through the entire fight. Again, and the reason why he does this is because he does not feel like there's any harm to his life. And even when he's poisoned, it's very clear that they still almost lost. Like, they still almost lost that fight. So Doma in general is a very big problem. Now, how he would fare up against Kokoshibo, in my personal opinion, I do think him and Kokoshibo's gap is probably bigger than him and Akaza's gap, right? And I'm talking about Doma and Akaza's gap. And this is due to the fact that I just think that Doma's feats in general kind of don't give him any more leadway than he should actually have. Because I do think Doma really is probably incredibly strong, but we don't get a full show. We get a full showcase of all his actual abilities, but we don't get a full showcase of his physical stats. But we know that he should be massively above Shinobu in her base form, and he still should be above her mentally amped version, because in my personal opinion, I think that's not that impressive since the move is supposed to disorientate the opponent, which it did, and Doma is able to keep track of all her movements. So he, technically speaking, should still be faster than Shinobu, most likely, if they like kept fighting and she didn't use that move. That's just my personal opinion. But Kano and Inosuke are interesting because they're definitely below Shinobu. They're definitely below Shinobu. I think Kano you can make an argument for. Inosuke definitely above are definitely below Shinobu. Um, but all three of them in that fight are not. They're a good case of Doma's abilities, but his actual scaling no. But I mean, in terms of being a top tier, I do think he should be above Sanemi and Muichiro just by slightly, or even so relative with them. I do think that the difference in power or the difference in speed is the problem, since we can't really assess how fast Doma is compared to Kokoshibo. But I do think that he could definitely give Sanemi and Muichiro a run for the money at the least, right? Even though they are able to dodge and adapt to Kokoshibo's strikes, as far as we're concerned, Doma could just jump them with Blood Demon or clones, right? Which he can do, which is really OP and busted. But Doma's strength really lies in his Chirokinesis. The Chirokinesis is his biggest problem because he's a direct counter to Demon Slayers and how they operate, right? So in terms of his performance in the Infinity Castle, where I'd probably rank him is he's undeniably a top tier, and he's above everybody, I would say, besides Kogoshibo and Gyome. He's objectively below those two because, in my opinion, they're just in a different tier. Just in a different tier. Upper Moon 2, Doma could probably give Gyome a slight run for his money. I'm not gonna lie. He probably could give base Gyome a slight run for his money. But Mark the See-Through World would probably clear his shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. But you know, as far as speed goes, that's his biggest issue. We don't know the depth of his speed, but we do know that it's probably higher than what we were seeing in the Shinobu fight. That's just as clear as that goes, as far as that goes, right? Without making any fallacious assumptions that he's just this higher because he can go up to this speed, if y'all get what I'm saying, right? I might just be yapping, but I'm telling you, there's an actual point to this of me trying to kind of correct the community on scaling Doma way higher than he actually is. The only proper way to do it is to take his feats, right? Take his feats and don't like highball him crazy, right? Don't highball him insane. Just take his feats and just say that he should be able to do this because so forth and so on, right? Because he was able to blitz Shinobu. If this person's only slightly higher than Shinobu, he should be able to blitz them too, right? Or he should be able to be on the same par as them. So that's what I kind of think as far as that goes, because Doma has the community and kind of a chokehold, I'd say. Definitely a chokehold because the scaling is weird. But as far as I can say, he's objectively higher than Akaza. He's, in my opinion, whoever thinks that him and Akaza are close, it's not. It's not. Doma is clearly above Akaza, and it's definitely by a gap, right? So, as far as that concerns, anybody relative or near Akaza, he would destroy, basically, right? And I feel like that doesn't even just go towards speed. It goes towards every single category, in my opinion. I think he's just inherently stronger than them. And on top of that, you add on to the niggas that are Upper Moon 1 level, or not Upper Moon 1 level, but comparing to Upper Moon 1, you gotta put Doma slightly on that level too, because I think that Sanemi, Gyome, and Muichiro, they all jump in Kokoshibo. Of course, if it was a one-on-one fight, it would go by very quickly. So that's why I'm saying you gotta compare Doma to those fighters besides Gyome, a person that was, again, really strong in that fight. But Sanemi and Muichiro, that's definitely up for debate. I definitely could see where arguments could be made for Muichiro and Sanemi, but Doma just so happened to just not be able to have a showcase of his actual full strength. But as far as I'm concerned, that's where his strength would be. I know this is kind of a yapping video because I don't know. I just wanted to talk about Doma. I don't do too many videos on him. The last video I did was like 6 months ago on him. So that's pretty much all. And thank you guys for watching again. You can leave your thoughts in the comments, and like the video if you like this type of content. And again, appreciate you guys for the last video, love, and see you guys next time. Peace.